Hello, Amazing Spider-Man fans and collectors. It's Filmmaker Mike, and welcome to another The Amazing Spider-Man action figure review. And for this Amazing Spider-Man action figure review, we've got Reptile Blast Lizard, the villain of the movie, right here. And so, let me open him up for the review. Well, before I open him up, just feature first on the packaging. You got the movie series logo, Amazing Spider-Man, Try Me feature right here, which I guess you press this, or just this, and you kind of see how his weapon, his gimmicky launching missile weapon operates. Reptile Blast Lizard with launching missile, ages 4 and up, from Hasbro, really awesome. And I did notice that these figures don't have a numbering system on them like the Avengers or Iron Man or Thor, so it's really interesting that they didn't do that. So, got the Reptile Blast Lizard right here. Lizard triggers mayhem with his menacing reptile jaw blaster. Open blaster jaws to launch missile. Very cool. You've got Web Cannon Spider-Man, Zip Rocket Spider-Man, and I just previously reviewed Ultra Posable Spider-Man, which, if you haven't watched that review yet, please feel free to watch that review and let me know your thoughts on that figure, especially if you've already added him into your collection. A definite must-add to go along with this awesome-looking Reptile Blast Lizard. So, you've got a good look at the front and the back of the packaging. Now, let me open up this reptile. So, here we go. There we go. Rip up, open that plastic bubble, and we've got some instructions here, looks like. Just gonna put the card back aside. Got a green missile here that fell out, and instructions. No elastic bands whatsoever, which is great. It's easier to open up your action figures and enjoy them. Okay, Reptile Blast Lizard. So I'm gonna go over the figure first. Articulation first. Reptile Blast Lizard does have a ball-jointed neck, and ball-hinged shoulders, ball-hinged elbows, and no articulation on the wrists, no articulation on the torso or waist, but he does have swivel hips and ball-hinged knees, no articulation on the ankles, which I'm really surprised that they didn't do that. No additional, but he does have a swivel tail, as you can see right there. You can turn it from side to side. So, really cool, but kind of lacking. I would have hoped that you would have added more articulation, at least on the torso and the ankles, if not for the swivel wrists. But what are you going to do? That's okay, I guess, but not as impressive as what I thought it would be. But here we go. So we've got the figure. It looks great, of course. Very nice detail on the lizard. Got details on the skin, his reptilian skin, and the paint job, the paint apps is very nice. Very cool. And I'm going to stand him up right here. And we've got his reptile, his launching blaster here. Right there. And it does look like kind of like a lizard of some sorts, or kind of like a dinosaur or something like that. You've got the missile right here. You've got the instructions, and it should be fairly easy, but let's just go over it just to be sure. So, step number 1, press, load and fire missile. Number 3, click. Number 4, press to fire. So let's do just that. So I'm going to have the lizard hold on to his blaster, or grip onto it with his forearm, and I'm going to open up the launcher. Okay, press right there, and then load the missile, and then I'm going to click it. The missile has to click, and it's not clicking. Doesn't seem like it's clicking. Well, let's see if this will work. And press to fire, and nope, it's got to click. Let's see. Oh, and there's a little graphic there, and I guess this does make sense for his accessory because he does use something like this in the movie. I just don't remember if it looks exactly the same. But there's a little graphic up here when the missile is not in, and when you put it, it moves. The graphic moves, and it looks like it's green bars. It's like an indication for that it's full of the chemical stuff that he does use in the movie. So I'm trying to click the missile in, and it doesn't look like it's working, which pretty, come on, let's work. Want to launch the missile. Doesn't look like it's clicking. which is kind of disappointing unless I'm not doing it right, or I'm just not doing it properly. So there we go. Now it's clicked in. There we go. Good job, Filmmaker Mike. Don't want to disappoint anyone who wants to see the missile launch. So here we go. Ah, and I just launched it accidentally. Whoops. Let's try that again. I did it once, I can do it again. So let's see. I'm gonna try to do something here. And there we go. So I locked it in, locked in the missile, in the launcher, the rocket, and gonna put it on his forearm and have the lizard fire. 1, 2, 3. Ah, and it fired, but it didn't fully launch. But you guys get the picture. You guys get the idea. So not a bad accessory, especially since he does use something like this in the movie. I'm just not sure if it does look like this. I can't really remember. But still pretty cool. And it's something that he can definitely use against Spider-Man, aside from using his brute strength and his whipping tail right there. So the figure is not bad. It just could have been better with more articulation, I think. Especially for a figure like this that has these kind of style of feet. You would expect that, you know, they would have added the ankle articulation of some sort so that you could get him into poses. And as far as size comparison, this lizard figure is definitely not to scale with this Spidey, with this Spider-Man figure. He should be a lot bigger, just like in the movie, because in the movie the lizard is definitely huge and just downright humongous compared to Spider-Man. But as you can see right here, they are fairly the same size. And I'm trying to get Spidey to stand straight. Let me just fix his legs right here. Just like that. Okay, just trying to get him to stand straight. And they're pretty much the same height. So of course lizard is not to scale. It would be great if they released a bigger lizard for the scale of this 3 3/4 scale Spider-Man figure. But you know, it's still not bad. I mean, especially for the kids, it's great to play with, and definitely get you know, worth adding to your collection, the Ultra Posable Amazing Spider-Man. And it's also, you know, not bad for the lizard figure. You can have them fight each other and get into poses and stuff like that. So really cool. And kids will definitely enjoy playing these two figures together. But the lizard, Reptile Blast Lizard, is not a bad figure, but I would just give this a 3 out of 4 lizard smiles, because he is smiling right there. And of course, a Spidey figure is Ultra Posable Spider-Man is definitely a solid 4 out of 4 web shooters. So you know, definitely worth getting. But definitely, you can't have the hero without the villain. You can't have the villain without the hero. So you know, they're still great together. And it's cool that Hasbro added the launching Reptile Blaster. Yes, it's gimmicky, but you know, he does use it in the movie, and it's great that he can use it against Spider-Man and other unsuspecting victims that he'd like to turn into you know what. So really cool, really awesome. Still worth adding to your collection. So please feel free to let me know your thoughts and comments right below. Like, favorite, rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you all for watching. And until next time, stay tuned for more amazing Spider-Man action figure reviews. Bye.